After encouraging signs of positive momentum for the first time in months since the start of the Bischoff-Russo regime, with Nitro drawing 3-month highs back into the 3 rating range, while Thunder coming off the big April 10th Nitro showed massive increase to its highest rating in almost a year, 3.1, in addition to the first pay-per-view of the regime, and Spring Stampede getting a significant boost with the most buys for the company since Starrcade '99. The Russo-Bischoff regime was set to take a different turn on April 26 with a controversial publicity stunt in an attempt to stir things up in the wrestling industry while getting more eyes on the product from the outside mainstream media, setting it up in the first segment of the show with Jarrett and Bischoff kidnapping David Arquette and dragging him to the ring, forcing Page to put the belt on the line to set up the main event of the show, with Page and Arquette against Jarrett and Bischoff, with the first one to get the pinfall wins the WCW title, opening Thunder way above the normal range of the last 3 months with a 2.5 rating. With the word that the April 24th Nitro rating jumped back up big to the joint highest rating in 3 months coming Tuesday afternoon, even going against a record-breaking audience on Raw, which broke every record in Monday Night War's history, including the first ever full hour to average over 10 million viewers in the go-home show for Backlash 2000. WCW, which had a Thunder show already written and set to be taped Tuesday night. An idea in the final production meeting before the taping was reportedly suggested by lead announcer Tony Schiavone to put the belt on David Arquette to create some media noise that might attract some additional audience and lead to outside interest while Arquette is in the currently running Ready to Rumble movie. The idea was then booked into reality by Russo, Bischoff and the rest of the creative crew, with the change to the original script taking place hours before the show, with WCW trying to capitalize on the possible publicity coming out of it, announcing that Arquette won the WCW title on the company website and in a press release during the day before Thunder went on the air in an attempt to boost the audience for the show tonight, coming back to Wednesday after the huge increase for Thunder on April 12th, with the show preempted due to the NBA playoffs last week. Thunder saw its audience gradually climb throughout the first hour, jumping over 400,000 viewers to a Kidman promo on Hogan to hype their upcoming pay-per-view match after pinning him on Monday for the second time, in addition to a match against Horace Hogan right after, while then picking up around another 500,000 viewers into the 3 rating range for Tank Abbott continuing to call out Bill Goldberg while being confronted by the returning Marc Mero sitting in the front row, and crossing over the top of the hour with a Sting vs. Wall Tables match. Outside of the already promoted in advance title change, Thunder's actual big segment of the night was next, with Vince Russo, Bagwell and Douglas coming out for a promo, starting with Russo taking a shot at the crowd in Rochester, saying that they're not really part of New York, while Bagwell and Douglas hyped their pay-per-view matches against Luger and Flair to bring them out. Flair started telling Russo that he made a mistake letting him talk tonight, going on to put over the status of the Millionaires Club, saying that they're the names that carried the company and the industry in general since the 80s, calling Russo a mark for the business who used to be a mark watching Flair on TV, telling Douglas that the only franchise in the company is Sting, while saying that he threw away more money on bar tabs than all 3 in the ring will ever make, challenging Douglas and Russo to set up a 5-minute Flair vs. Russo match at Slamboree if he beats Douglas, with Russo shooting back saying that this is the part where he's supposed to be the heel and back down, but it's not gonna happen, agreeing to Flair's stipulation, saying that he will take him out in 5 minutes. Luger was next, responding to Bagwell reminding him that he wanted to ride in the back seat with Luger and Sting and sleep in their hotel rooms to save money, while telling Russo to show a legend like Flair more respect or he will come to the ring and take him out along with his security, followed by Russo responding saying that he's happy to see Luger survived the fatal car crash known as the Lex Express, while starting an angle with Liz saying that her contract belongs to WCW, which means that she's his property, to end with a brawl in the ring, with the 14-minute segment ending up the highest rated and most watched quarter of the night with a 3 rating and over 3.3 million viewers. After the big promo segment, Thunder remained strong with a 3 rating, following for a Booker vs. Mike Awesome match with Scott Steiner coming out for commentary, going 5 minutes with Steiner hitting Booker with the US belt for the finish, with Awesome going over to build to a Steiner vs. Booker US title match at the Slamboree pay-per-view. Thunder's final quarter started with a Bret Hart sit-down interview with Scott Hudson at his home in Calgary, done half in character while talking about many legit issues he had during his time with the company, in the follow-up of him hitting Hogan with a chair shot to the head to close Nitro on April 17, most notably his legit heat with Hogan after not putting him over on the way out of the WWF in '93. As well as coming to WCW to deliver the Hart vs. Hogan match, which was promised to him by Bischoff when signing with the company in '97, with Hogan ducking him and sabotaging any attempt to make the match happen for the last 3 years, closing the interview talking about the concussion issues he's living with since Starrcade, while saying that his final quest in wrestling would be to take out Hogan even if not in an official match. The Page, Arquette, Jarrett and Bischoff entrances took place at 10:56 p.m. with the match set to cross over past 11 p.m. being placed to take place during the 5-minute overrun, starting with Eric going after Arquette to take him out backstage while Page and Jarrett worked the majority of the match in the ring, going 4 minutes with Arquette returning seconds from the finish to spear Bischoff while Jarrett hit Page with the belt, counting the double pinfall, with Arquette covering Eric first to win the belt in one of the most controversial and talked about title changes in wrestling history, with the promoted match despite being advertised in advance not translating to any additional audience, as while Thunder remained strong since the start of the Bischoff-Russo era, drawing its second highest rating in over 9 months with a 2.7 rating overall. The tag title match, which took place between 10:59 to 11:04 p.m. dropped to the lowest rated segment of the night with a 2.3 rating, with the company hoping that the publicity coming out of the show will lead to a significant viewership boost by Monday night.